So Donald Trump has now proven his supporters wrong once again, and they still don't care. See, in the wake of Donald Trump's, destruction of the Iranian nuclear sites, he congratulated himself, he patted himself on the back, he hyped himself up, he bigged himself up, and it all culminated in Donald Trump basically embarrassing his entire base. Now, they don't feel shame, and he doesn't feel shame, so I'm not going to sit here and sell you that typical liberal YouTuber stuff of Donald Trump has embarrassed his base. No one cares. But Donald Trump basically time and time again makes his base look crazy to those of us who are actually right with God, reasonable, rational, logical, normal human beings. Trump comes on the internet to say this. Trump says it's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be regime change? Nigga. The closest we've come to him saying nigga. So, great entertainment, closest we've come to the N-word. Waiting for the final, waiting for the finale, basically. I'm waiting for the finale. I'm waiting for the end of the season episode where he finally just goes full N-I-G-G-A. But we're just going to have to wait for that one. Donald Trump seems to not understand the fact that regime change does not work. And in fact, attempts at regime change is what's got us into this position. The West engaged in regime change in Iran because we weren't getting the outcome we wanted as it pertains to specifically oil. That's where a lot of the myths about the Iraq war being about oil comes from, is from the United States and the United Kingdom conspiring to overthrow Mossadegh and install the Shah. Our attempts at regime change created the situations we're in right now. In Iran, specifically, we have ended up with psychotic, crazy people like Khomeini because of our attempts at regime change over things that are not worth it. Oil is not worth installing a theocratic, psychotic, jihadist government that wants a nuclear bomb. I don't care what none of y'all tell me. It just isn't worth it. And notice how they don't care about the history, they don't care about the literature, they don't care about anything. Donald Trump is just drunk with the idea of playing God. This is a problem with the West, is the arrogance, the lack of care and concern. Like, it's almost like, the reality is I love being an American. I love America. I think the West is the best. But we can't be the best if we can't admit when we fucked up, bro. We have destroyed the Middle East over and over. And when do you learn? When do you fucking when do you look inside and realize what we're doing is called evil? It's called evil. It is evil. It is disgusting. It is shameful what we have done over the course of the last 20-something years to the entire Middle East. We haven't issued an apology. We haven't made attempts at reparations. We've done nothing. Nothing. And here we go again, ready to destroy another Middle Eastern country with no lessons learned. These people don't even care about it from a strategic perspective. Fuck the morality of it for a minute. Strategically, we have learned that backing coups d'etats and trying to engage in regime change, specifically in Iran, does not work. And the Middle East, especially right now, is not in the mood for Americans meddling with them once again. They're not in the mood for that. They're human beings just like us. You think if they backed some lunatic to take over our country and we knew about it and destroyed the United States, we'd welcome some shit like that a second time, third time, fourth time? No. Absolutely not. And conservatives don't care. They don't care to learn from any of this. If America's going to be great and we're going to be amazing and be the best, it requires us to learn from historical mistakes and make an actual effort to change. They don't care. They don't feel bad about the destruction we've caused in Libya, in Iraq, in Syria. Thousands dead, millions dead, and no one in the West has said, you know what? We might have fucked up there. Might have been a mistake. Might have been a horrible thing we did. Might have actually been evil. Probably should issue an apology. Nope. Back at it again. With Donald Trump brazenly, confidently, humorously calling for regime change, ending the tweet with "MIGA, make it run great again." MIGA. Now, you know where he gets that from, right? See, not the N-word. Well, probably the N-word. He just issued out an N-word tweet today. I'll cover it tomorrow. See, his base, right back before he got elected this recent election, they were using MIGA as a term meaning make Israel great again. Donald Trump has now colonized it from his own white base. He's repossessed it. He's stolen it and has now made it make Iran great again. Donald Trump doesn't care about the history of Iran. He doesn't care about how Middle Easterners feel about Western meddling and interference. He doesn't care. All he cares about is playing God. All he cares about is being able to step on, Khomeini, being able to just play God and change an entire nation's trajectory throughout history. That is what gives him life. He doesn't care about the millions dead, men, women, and children behind bullshit. The Marines and soldiers we lost, the sailors, the airmen we lost in Iraq and Afghanistan. All of those people's sacrifices, it means nothing to him. It means nothing. None of it means anything to him at all. For him to call for regime change goes to show Donald Trump is not psychologically capable for this role. He is ignoring history. He is ignoring any and all morality. Even if you remove the morality from it and look at it from a purely calculated perspective, we know right now, especially in the wake of October 7th and what's going on in Gaza and all of the wars in the Middle East, both our wars and the civil wars, ISIS, you name it, the Middle East no longer has even an inch of an appetite for American fuckery. They don't want it. Bro, why would they? At some point, we have to wake up. I'm all for America. I'm American number one. I'm a firm patriot, okay? I firmly believe America should be a dominant force in the world. I firmly believe there are rare situations in which we should step in, such as the war in Ukraine. This isn't one of them. Stop. This nigga's trying to play God. He's trying to play God. He's not even trying to be strategic here. He's literally calling for regime change. Why would the Iranian people want a regime change if they feel like some fucking American from across the other side of the fucking planet orchestrated the entire fucking thing? Why would they accept regime change at the fucking behest of Israel's meddling? Why? Explain that. Regime change. Nigga, made him make Iran great again. He doesn't even care about the deaths, the destruction, the disease, the mayhem, all of what we've wrought on the Middle East. This nigga does not care. Bro, could you find a more villainous person, bro? This stuff is actually cartoonish. It's just like, bro, how? How many times? How many mistakes? How many, bro... all the destruction we've caused in the Middle East, and we're going to do it again. 20 years and no one's learned anything. No one's learned anything. 20 years of fucking up these people's lives, ruining their lives, and no one's learned anything. Man, we have relegated the Middle East to total mayhem. We've ruined their lives. We've ruined their happiness, their freedom, their future, and... this nigga Trump is just, let's just do it again. Let's do it again. Having a crack at it again. Bro, we're evil, bro. Like, the United States is literally on the side of evil now. Like, what are we, like, the new axis? The United States, Russia, and Israel? Like, bro. We are the new... At this point, there is no allies axis. Like, at least in the past, it was kind of like, okay, the U.S. has a lot of learning and growing to do, but it's so obvious who's worse. Now it's like, okay, is it the United States that's bad? We know Russia's horrible. Is it China? Because we know they're crazy. Is it North Korea? Who is bad and who's good? Europe, you're our only hope, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. Europeans, you're literally the last line of defense for reasonable, rational leadership. If you guys go down, it's over. Oh, by the way, Canadians, my bad. Hit niggas from Canada. Don't you leave us out. Chill, okay? Canada, Europe, you're our last fucking hope, bro. If you niggas fall, it's over. It's over. It is over. The United States is going down, officially going down, the clear-cut path of evil. This nigga's on Twitter bragging about regime change, as if they would accept regime change you literally announced on the internet. Okay. Okay. This is our president. This is fucking crazy.